Hello, my friends. This is the week where I'm asking you to do a rough draft of your research paper that's due next week. So I figured what I would do is walk you through this example of a research paper that I have given to you so that you can see what I think about it. Now, first thing, let me tell you, it's not a perfect paper. That's why I wanted to walk through it with you. First thing you'll notice is it does have a title. We haven't talked about titles that much, but I do like titles, and I like titles that aren't research paper or research paper on smartphones, that actually talk about what your thesis is going to be, what your topic is. Notice it's not bolded, it's not underlined, it's not in quotation marks, and everything is double-spaced. This paper is going to be on detox for smartphones. An interesting concept here. Now, this paper begins with a definition. I'm not sure I like definitions that much. This person, I think, probably needed it because I think it's a male writer here. He's trying to put together two things, detox and smartphones, that usually don't go together. But I wouldn't use definitions from dictionaries unless you absolutely need to. This first paragraph is his introduction, and at the very end, he does his thesis. Most people wouldn't believe that the use of smartphones could be addictive, but then he says why they are. He summarizes it. It has damaging effects, including anxiety, stress, loss of sleep, and can lead to academic consequences or a decrease in productivity. And then his real thesis, these negative effects are why I believe people should consider having a regularly scheduled smartphone detox. Okay, first paragraph after the introduction, he does his rebuttal. All the good things about smartphones. Why you might say, but, smartphones are good. He talks about the good things about them. And then the transition. The uses of smartphones are endless, but I don't believe they will disappear, but I think it's important we become self-aware of our dependence on them. Now he starts with his research. He immediately has his first quotation. He doesn't need to document it because he's already told you who said it, who wrote it. Then the next quotation he uses, the average college student uses this. Notice 9 hours a day, quotation marks, parenthesis, last name of the author. The period goes after the parenthesis. He had to put the author's name here because unlike Aaron Smith, he did not mention it in the sentence. Do you see that? The difference between this quotation that doesn't need a citation in parenthesis and this one that does. If you don't understand, please email me and let me know. Then he talks about all the things that are dangerous about the addiction here. Has another definition, phubbing, now a term for checking your phone in mid-conversation with another person. Very rude, I think. He gives a personal example. Usually I say to use personal examples at the very end of your paper. This one, it might work, where he talks about his daughter at the playground, where he himself was guilty of using his smartphone instead of watching his daughters. Then he gives us reasons why smartphones are addictive and goes back to his personal examples. I think what I would suggest with this paper, I think I probably did, is keep the personal examples to the end and keep them together. He talks about physical symptoms, what they might do. This goes back to his thesis, and it decreases the productivity. That was one of his symptoms too. And then he goes to the purpose of this essay is not to get readers to stop using their smartphones, but to become self-aware of the time they spend and consider a digital detox. Ends with his conclusion talking about his thesis. Then he has his works cited page, and Notice it's alphabetical order. It uses hanging indentation with everything but the first line indented. And this is perfect except for the fact at the very end it probably should have accessed and whatever date he accessed it on. This paper is actually 4 pages and a little bit. It goes on to the 5th page. I don't really care that much about the length. I say it needs to be 5 to 7 pages. This one is on the 5th page. I'm fine with that. I just don't want a 2-page paper. All right. All for now. Let me know if I can help.